food industry is continuously changing and new regulations are implemented, often to standardize and promote more dependable agricultural items for consumption. In the 1900s, Upton Sinclair wrote about the unsanitary practices at meat packaging plants, in which rats roamed the floors and left on the meat. To control the rat infestation, poisoned bread would be laid out, and the dead rat's poisonous bread and meat would be packed together. During Theodore Roosevelt's presidency, Congress passed the Meat Inspection Act and the Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906. Although the government has taken many measures to keep such disingenuous behaviors from continuing, it is left to question whether all aspects of food corporations are being properly monitored, including the unnatural foods containing GMOs. Genetic engineering was first introduced in the 1970s, and not long after it was determined that genes from bacteria could be transferred to those of a plant. Genetically engineered organisms intended for consumption is highly unnatural and unpredictable. Source I states that current gene splicing techniques are imprecise and therefore possibly detrimental to a consumer's health. Gene splicing has even unexpectedly resulted in the production of toxic substances in bacteria, yeast, plants, and animals. Dealing with such a small portion of an organism's genetic makeup can result in imperceptible changes and issues that can go undetected until detrimental health issues arise. Due to such unknown circumstances, corporations should revert to more understood and predictable means of organic farming. If the government fails to act upon a more natural and organic lifestyle, an agricultural coup could be executed.
1 minute 33 seconds. Rebuttal?
Okay. So far, well, in source H, so far there have been no serious health risks or health issues to this date have been reported. And also, people consider carrots organic, but carrots have GMOs in them. They're not naturally orange. When they were first discovered, they weren't orange. They were changed over time. And that's in source A.
Also, there's no correlation between the disgusting condition in the meatpacking industry and the carefully controlled and monitored agricultural revolution, like with the GMOs. Like, they're being controlled. It's not just like, oh, let's put this gene there and see what happens.
And he also said that organic farming could feed the world, but it won't be able to withstand the growing population, so GMOs need to start to be used in order to keep up with the growing population.
And GMOs make growing seasons longer, and so organic farming, the seasons are shorter.
Source B states that 88% of scientists believe GMOs are safe.
Y'all got that in 56 seconds. Point 2.
One way in which GMOs significantly help out farmers is with their resistance to nature. GMOs are incredibly resistant to natural elements due to new innovations like gene splicing. This is when beneficial genes from one plant are inserted into another species' genes. Source D mentions how these modified crops are insect resistant or herbicide resistant, which leads to increased food supply and larger crop yields because the new crops are much easier to grow due to their newly improved genes. The opposite side may make the disingenuous claim that gene splicing is harmful, but as Source D mentions, scientists can choose to implant genes that are toxic to the insects that, like corn-borne insects that are harmful to the crops but are harmless to birds, fish, and mammals, including humans. So there's no risk to gene splicing. Those who are anti-GMO may also put up a ruse that GMOs just aren't natural. However, it is only natural to want better quality food. And in Source D, you can see that farmers have always tried to exchange genes between two plants. Even ancient Mayas and Aztecs selectively bred their own corn for different purposes.
1 minute 7 seconds. Rebuttal?
All right, well, we're going back and forth here saying that GMOs, they're helping the land, they don't hurt the environment in any way, and we're saying that 88% of scientists say, oh, GMOs are healthy, but that's scientists, those are the people that know what is happening to the genes. I mean, it says 37% of the public is aware and is happy with, and they feel that GMOs are healthy, but what are the rest of the public? We have no idea what is happening to the genes and how the GMOs are being, the genes are being spliced. There's no information to prove to us because they hide the information from us. And you're also saying that producing crops like GMO crops to feed world hunger doesn't take up space, but 365.56 million acres in 2010 was used to produce crops that contain GMOs.
Also, all of those acres due to over-cultivation, like the GMOs have killed the soil and it's practically useless now after you
You think that it's
harvest them.
helping the environment, but you're really killing the environment.
It's detrimental.
Okay,
And
1+. Sorry. Point 3, Han.
Genetically modified organisms are bad for the social aspect of an environment. Monsanto has fabricated a plan on making the most money for their company. Monsanto has seeds that have been genetically modified, and one gene in the seeds was that farmers cannot replant the crops year-round. Farmers have to buy seeds every single year. Monsanto takes advantage of farmers in poor countries, which means that they are students. With the seeds being genetically modified, farmers have to buy seeds from Monsanto every single year. Farmers are going bankrupt in those countries that can barely feed themselves because they have no money are becoming even worse. Monsanto is wily. They know how to make more money than most of their competing companies, and they're smart about it. Farmers need to be wary then when they buy seeds from Monsanto, actually any agricultural companies that are. GMOs not only make farmers go bankrupt, but they also are not ethical. People believe that crops should be planted the way that God intended to. We should not be changing natural substances and playing God. Things should be left how they are. They are healthier that way.
1 minute, 11 seconds. Rebuttal.
There seems to be some misconception about Monsanto's seeds. They haven't been genetically modified so that they're unusable after each year. Rather, it's a contract that Monsanto has created saying that anyone who uses their seeds must purchase the seeds again each year. Additionally, as for the whole issue of playing God, if we were against exploiting nature, if you will, and playing God in our own ways, most of the crops we have today would be different, less nutritious, etc. And additionally, we wouldn't have life-saving medical techniques like heart transplants. You don't see animals out there giving each other their hearts. That is a human invention that we created in spite of nature, in spite of the way God intended, to better our lives and to lengthen our lives.
Also, there are no facts about GMOs hurting the soil used for crop production. And also, 88% of scientists is, I think, a pretty good thing for them to say that GMOs are safe. So,
Also, with any new invention that comes around, people tend to misuse it and exploit it. But if they're more widely accepted, there'll be rules to prevent that from happening and shutting down businesses that may do that.
Okay.
25 countries, there are over 14 million farmers.
Okay, 1+. Point 3.
As any astute observer could tell, agricultural crops provide humans and animals with essential nutrients such as minerals, proteins, vitamins, carbohydrates, and lipids, which plant the seed to help us grow into healthy adults. If someone only takes a superficial view of GMOs, they may believe them to be dangerous and superfluous. Source F states that organic farming could feed the world if only we completely changed the way we farm. However, even if it is possible, why would we disregard a method that can easily feed everyone while also increasing the nutrient profile of foods? Many diseases in developing nations are entirely preventable through proper nutrients and a balanced diet. Biotechnology that results in genetically modified foods provides possibilities that can never be expected before, like the development of nutritionally enhanced plants. For instance, vitamin A deficiencies are extremely prevalent in children all over the world, which can cause weakened immune systems, poor eyesight, and even blindness. Often in poverty-stricken areas, these children will unfortunately die quite quickly after losing their eyesight. Thus, modifying foods to increase levels of vitamin A and shipping them across the globe could greatly improve these children's chances of survival and quality of life. In fact, a new biofortified sweet potato that can store high levels of vitamin A is being sent all over South America, and a new rice product, golden rice, has been created that has much more vitamin A than all traditionally grown types of rice. Additionally, multiple biotech varieties of potatoes have also been engineered to reduce their production of carcinogens when the potato is fried. Similarly, a soybean has been manufactured that has a healthier composite of increased monounsaturated fats, decreased saturated fats, and zero trans fats. Finally, there have been some reduced allergen foods developed, including apples, peanuts, milk, and soy. In short, though these organisms have been fabricated by man, does not necessarily have to mean that they are unsafe or that they will only have an inconsequential effect on the world.
Okay, 145, rebuttal.
Okay, so you claim that nutrient deficiencies throughout the world can be immediately solved through GMOs. However, they could also be solved just through natural farming techniques, getting people and children and whoever has these vitamin deficiencies the correct food. It can be solved through dietary means with natural foods, as well as struggling and fighting to create new foods that are unnecessary and we don't actually know any health risks for. Also, you said that the genetically modified seeds are not modified so that they do not produce seeds, so you can't use them the next year. It's just the companies with the contract. And while that is true, it is still destroying farmers because a lot of times they can't afford to buy the seeds and the company will sue them for using them.
Yeah, they can't reuse their seeds because they're genetically modified, like the seeds that are produced by the genetically modified organisms.
Okay, 1 minute exactly.
Okay, oops.